The female lead, Selena, is a love-struck princess who walks a tightrope for love. 7 years ago, she gave up her right to the throne and eloped with the male lead, Drake, hiding her identity. One day, just as she was packing her bags to run away, Drake returned. His overwhelmingly strong rose perfume made it seem like he'd just rolled around in a rose field. He hugged her from behind, saying tenderly, "Darling, I know I've been seeing Jasmin a lot lately, which has upset you. I'll spend more time with you these next few days. I believe Jasmin will understand. Do you think I believe that? This is the ultimate Pua tactic. Strongly recommended for inclusion in the annual textbook for submissive men. And it gets even more outrageous. Just as the atmosphere between them became awkward, the mistress's servant rushed in, saying Jasmin was not feeling well. Dude, are you trying to make sure the female lead doesn't know, adding insults to injury? This series of outrageous actions finally made the female protagonist make up her mind. But for her son Caden's sake, she decided to wait until his 5th birthday before leaving. However, her wicked mother-in-law, Patricia, called them to a family gathering. I think you probably understand now. This was a trap. Sure enough, the mother-in-law announced in front of everyone, Jasmin is pregnant, and Drake will be the next leader. And Drake, in front of his own son, excitedly shouted, "I'm finally going to be a dad." My head almost split open watching this. Where did this 5-year-old experience point from? Did he get it from a monster? Even more shocking, this family, for the sake of their reputation, decided to claim that Caden was an adopted orphan and the female protagonist was just a nanny. The most outrageous thing is that Drake hesitated for a few seconds and actually agreed. He really? I'm heartbroken. The female protagonist was completely heartbroken and immediately announced that she was severing ties with Drake and that her son would stay with her. Taking advantage of the situation, the mistress, Jasmin, demanded the engagement ring Drake had given the female lead. The female lead scoffed, tossed the ring to her, and left with her son. However, 5-year-old Caden clung to a last shred of hope, begging his mother to let him and his father celebrate one last birthday. But on his birthday, Drake simply vanished. After the call ended, Caden finally broke down, calling him Uncle Drake for the first time. Just when I thought this heartbreaking drama was about to end, Drake suddenly messaged, saying he had prepared a birthday party for Caden. The innocent Caden instantly perked up, dragging his mother along. But the moment the female lead stepped into the villa, she was instantly emotional. Viewers can type "the big one is coming" in the comments, because what happened next shocked me for a whole year.
I left Windmere back then because of Drake. My father believed Drake wasn't worthy of me, the rightful heir to the Alpha King. But I loved Drake. So I gave up my inheritance, hid my true identity, and ran away with him. I never expected that our relationship wouldn't even last 7 years. And now, I was about to leave him. And yet, returning to Windmere wouldn't be easy. I recalled my father's concerned look when he opposed our relationship 7 years ago. The memory left me unsettled as I closed my eyes, trying to summon the wolf within me and reconnect with my family. Just as I did, an overwhelming scent of roses filled the air, making me choke. Drake wrapped his arms around me from behind as he asked in a soft voice,
"Did I wake you? It's still early. Why don't you sleep a little longer?"
He didn't know that I only pretended to be asleep on all those nights he went to see Jasmin. I was actually awake, waiting for him to come home. Lately, he'd been staying at Jasmin's place until morning. His entire body reeked of her strong rose perfume. I pushed him away with disgust. "Go take a shower. You smell awful." He sniffed himself and looked a little embarrassed before stepping back.
Sorry for ignoring your feelings, Selena. I know I've been seeing Jazz a lot lately. Has that been bothering you? I'll spend more time with you for the next few days, okay? I'm sure Jazz will understand.
I watched him walk into the bathroom in silence. Since interrupted us. It was Jasmine's maid.
Did you call a doctor? What do you mean she's suddenly not feeling well?
The moment Drake heard that Jasmine wasn't feeling well, he didn't even hesitate to shove me aside as he rushed to get dressed.
She was fine when we were in bed just now.
Then, as if realizing what he just said, he paused and looked at me with guilt.
I'll be back soon. Owen is dead. I'm all she has now. Just wait for me, okay?
He never needed my permission or approval to go see Jasmine, unlike when he was with me. He just expected me to wait for him indefinitely. But I couldn't wait anymore. I wouldn't. I smiled at him, and that was all it took to put his mind at ease as he walked out the door, leaving me and our son Caden behind again. He didn't know that I'd received news that he was planning a marking ceremony with Jasmine. I closed my eyes and called upon the wolf I'd kept hidden for so long. Maybe this was for the best. His betrayal would make it easier for me to leave with Caden. I got in touch with my family easily. They were overjoyed, especially my father. The moment he found out he was a grandfather, he was so emotional he nearly cried. He wanted Caden and me to return to Windmere immediately. Just then, my sleeping son mumbled softly in his sleep.
Daddy, you promised me.
It would be his 5th birthday in 2 days. Even in his dreams, he was holding on to Drake's promise to celebrate his birthday together. I gently stroked his sleeping face as tears welled up in my eyes. Just 2 more days. I wanted Caden to leave without any regrets. But before dawn, a sharp knock on the door shattered his sweet dream. It was Drake's mother, Patricia Sinclair, sending someone to bring Caden and me back to her place. I frowned, knowing that Patricia had always looked down on us. To her, I was just some nameless rogue from an outsider tribe who got lucky when I met her precious son, Drake. And she didn't like Caden either. After all, she thought that someone like Jasmine, who had pure blood and came from the same pack, was the only woman worthy of being Luna. Unlike me, Caden was excited. He thought Drake was finally coming to take him home. But when we arrived at Patricia's house, we were greeted by Drake's relatives, all looking at us with disdain. Drake, who hadn't come home all night, was standing beside Jasmine with a gentle expression as he supported her. Patricia completely ignored Caden and me, smiling as she made an announcement.
Jasmine is pregnant. As per our agreement, Drake will be the next alpha of the Blazetooth pack. Their child will be the rightful heir. And soon, Drake and Jasmine will hold their marking ceremony.
The room erupted in excitement as everyone turned to Jasmine. I, however, stared straight at Drake. He placed a tender hand on Jasmine's stomach, acting like he couldn't see me or Caden standing just a few feet away.
Yeah, I'm finally going to be a father.
Finally, a sharp pain shot through my heart. Beside me, Caden had his little hand tightened around mine as he asked in a trembling voice,
Mommy, what is Daddy saying? Am I not his child?
His soft voice made the entire room go silent. Then, Drake's relatives sneered.
He's just an illegitimate child, but he actually dared to speak up here. If people find out the alpha of Blazetooth pack has an illegitimate child, do you know what that'll do to our reputation?
A lowborn woman and her brat trying to claim the
The heir's position? You can only do it over my dead body.
There's no way we can let anyone know that kid is Drake's.
Patricia scoffed and looked at us with pure disdain.
From now on, we'll say the child is an orphan we took in. As for Selena, she's just a maid Drake hired to take care of him.
I gripped Caden's hand tighter. I had always known Patricia hated us. She was the one who first suggested that Jasmine should carry Drake's child.
I'm not an orphan. I have a mommy and a daddy.
Caden's eyes turned red as he held back his tears, protesting in a small voice.
Mom, isn't this going too far?
Drake let go of Jasmine's hand and took a step toward us. But before he could come any closer, I saw Jasmine reach out and pull him back. He hesitated for a few seconds. Then, he fell silent.
Fine. I agree with your plan.
I stepped forward with Caden and faced Drake and Patricia head-on. My child is not an orphan. He doesn't need to be adopted. From this day forward, Caden is mine alone. He has nothing to do with Drake. I kneeled and fought back tears as I whispered to Caden, Baby, don't call him daddy anymore, okay? Drake froze. He knew it was all because of Caden that I had agreed to return to Blazetooth Pack and accepted his relationship with Jasmine. He promised to give Caden a rightful identity. And now, I was giving that up myself. He stared into my eyes, trying to read my emotions. But I looked away. He would never have my heart again. Caden was too young to understand everything that was happening. He cried so hard that his eyes were swollen. I just wanted to take him home and comfort him, but Jasmine blocked our way.
Selena, I heard Drake gave you a ring that represents his family's status. Since I'm his Luna now, and my child will be the heir of the pack, shouldn't you hand it over? We wouldn't want anyone to get the wrong idea if they saw you still wearing it.
So that was it. This was the real reason they brought us here. It was purely to humiliate us. I turned to Drake and asked coldly, "Is this what you want as well?" That ring had been a token of our love, the very first thing he had given me the night we became mates. He had told me he was giving me everything: his name, his title, his entire life. He had promised I would be his one and only mate. I had abandoned my family, hidden my true identity, and given him my heart because of that promise. Now, faced with my question, he avoided my gaze.
Selena, it's just a ring.
Fine. I looked at the deep red marks on Jasmin's neck planted by him before pulling off the ring without hesitation. Seeing that she eagerly slid it onto her own finger, I even smiled and congratulated her. "You're a much better fit than I ever was." Drake's expression twisted in shock as I turned away, took Caden's hand, and walked out without looking back. Caden couldn't understand what had happened today. He cried silently in my arms and asked me if Drake didn't want him anymore and if I was the only person in the world who loved him. I held him tightly. "That's not true. Many people love my little hero. Grandpa Alex and Grandma Bella miss us very much. They can't wait to see you. Do you want to leave with me and go find them?" He hesitated, clutching the toy car Drake had given him last year for his birthday.
But I don't want to leave Daddy.
I held back my tears and gently reassured him, "Daddy and Grandma Patricia don't want us to stay here. Do you want to call him Uncle Drake for the rest of your life?" He froze for a moment, then slowly put down the toy car. Tears welled up in his eyes as he pleaded with me.
Can I at least spend this birthday with Daddy before we leave? I just want one last memory with him.
He refused to call him Uncle Drake. I silently wiped away my tears and kissed the top of his head. "Of course, my love." But 2 days later, on his birthday, Drake, who had promised to throw him a party, never showed up. I called him and asked angrily, "It's Caden's birthday today. You promised you'd be home. Where are you?" I could handle disappointment but couldn't bear to see Caden's last bit of hope shatter. Drake didn't say a single word before hanging up.
Daddy's not coming, is he?
Caden lowered his head, staring at the cake before him while trying to convince himself.
It's okay, Mommy. Uncle Drake is just really busy. You can celebrate with me instead.
It was the first time he'd ever called Drake uncle. He seemed to accept that Drake didn't want him anymore, but the way he bit his lip and forced a smile shattered my heart into pieces. Furious, I was about to call him again when I suddenly received a message from him. "Come back to Blaze Tooth Pack. Baby, look. Daddy remembered your birthday." Caden's eyes lit up with hope as he gasped in excitement.
Mommy, Daddy remembered my birthday. Let's go! He must have so many presents for me.
After receiving confirmation from Drake that he had indeed prepared a birthday party, Caden was beyond ecstatic. He grabbed my hand and practically dragged me to the villa in the pack. But as soon as I stepped inside, my heart sank at the sight before me.